Hi, this is Mike Starr with the Journey into Peace, Finding Your Heaven on Earth program. Today is day 2 of the Action for Traction program, and I'd like to go over some of the key aspects of this program that are important for you to be as successful as possible. First and foremost, I ask that you please be committed and be coachable. The program has some very specific requests. It's not a lot of time, but it's very important that you follow those requests fairly specifically. So please, I beseech you, be coachable, follow those specific coaching requests. Today's terms are savor and being mindful in the moment. To savor meaning to relish, to enjoy, to celebrate, to take a time to just stand back and feel good about something you've done, some accomplishment, one of your simple tiny efforts of progress that you make in those 4 key things that we'll talk about shortly. Being mindful in the moment of now is to notice things and not get on the defensive, and to practice seeing what is, and being like that school of fish, turning on a dime and not being deterred or stifled by contention or anger or upset or disapproval. Perhaps coming back later to see what we can learn from it, but moving forward in a constructive manner, both with a relationship or communication or things that we want to progress for ourselves. Well, the program at this stage requires and requests four key things that you do every day. One is to review your mantra a number of times each day. Is to do 4 minutes of meditation on compassion, to do at least 4 minutes progressing your positive improvement area, and 4 minutes a day working on taking a bite out of the elephant in the room. Now, I'm going to review my mantra, and I do want to say I'm wearing this very fancy bracelet, rubber band, to remind me to repeat my mantra. And a mantra, it should be empowering. These mantras should be empowering mantras, and when you say it, they kind of make you sit up straight and feel pretty good about yourself, and they make you feel optimistic, and they make you feel confident. Now, my mantra is, I am bulletproof, I'm compassionate, I'm growing in my contribution, happiness, and harmony with others. When I say I'm bulletproof, what comes to mind is a term when I was a young boy, which is probably before most of you have been born. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Easier said than done, isn't it? And as we grew in life, we came to see perhaps that names, words can be very, very hurtful. Words are very powerful and can be very stifling for us. But I'm hopeful that through this program, Journey into Peace, Creating Your Heaven on Earth, you'll be able to see what is and see that this is not about you. It's often about others. And if we do make a mistake, we embrace it and learn from it. We see that contention is an opportunity for connection. We see that mistakes are opportunities for advancement. So we're not afraid of disapproval or anger or mistakes. We don't intentionally set out to make mistakes or create anger, but if they occur, we stand tall, we're compassionate and caring in the way we respond, but inside, we're steady, because those bullets bounce off of us, they slide on by. And so that empowers me, is to know that I am bulletproof. And I will say over time I've become more so than certainly I was many years ago. Also, I'm compassionate, growing in my belief that people can't help being who they are, and things are what they are, and that what we resist will persist, and no point in trying to control others or change others. I could acknowledge them for who they are, not necessarily agree with them, but I will move on with the things that I need to move on with, and in some cases set boundaries with consequences, with difficult people. But not to demonize them, not to make them wrong, not to be self-righteous myself either, but to understand and care that they can't help being who they are. Given their upbringing, their experience, they are who they are. I would like to think that I am growing with my contribution and giving some tips, ideas, helping those that I touch and those who touch me. And I certainly feel, through my compassion, a growing happiness and a calmness within me. I don't feel a need to fight, to defend. I do feel a desire to love and care and project that in the best way I know how to others. That I do love them, I do love you, I do care about you. I'm not here to fix you, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I certainly want you to know that I care about your concerns and I understand where they can be upsetting. So, that's a little bit about my mantra, my meditation for compassion. Spending those 4 minutes, what I tend to do is I start out with the people I truly love, my immediate family, and I visualize them. And I have great caring and compassion. If anybody understands why people are the way they are, it certainly is a father. It certainly should be a father. So I visualize my beautiful daughters and their challenges that they face, their successes, and I have great compassion and love for them. Then I move on to friends and acquaintances. Then I move on to those that at one time I had some animosity towards, those who perhaps had offended me or hurt me, intentionally or unintentionally, and feel compassion and loving for them as well. As far as my positive improvement area, it's to make a difference. It's to make a difference with you, everyone that I touch, and all who touch me. Maybe giving a high five, maybe expressing my gratitude, appreciation, perhaps just expressing my admiration for the gifts that each of us have, that you have, and to notice those gifts and to acknowledge them. And my elephant in the room, to be honest with you, it's always hard to admit it, is I am writing a book, and oh gosh, it's hard getting those chapters done. I'm currently actually working on a chapter, called Creating Heaven on Earth. So kind of appropriate with our program, isn't it? And so I'm committed to do at least 4 minutes, a lot more than that, daily of journaling and progressing that chapter. So that's a little bit where I am with those 4 areas. Meditating, my mantra, my positive improvement program area, and my elephant in the room. 4 minutes on those last 3 and repeating my mantra. I actually try to repeat my mantra quite a few times a day, as often as I see this rubber band here. So that's a little bit of a modeling and example of how that works. So I ask you, and I would expect that you would do that daily through this program. My goal is for you to become a fisherman and a fisherwoman of peace and harmony and happiness and joy. And in order to do that, let's just go for the small fish for now. Those simple, tiny efforts of progress, relish them, savor them. Those are good enough, more than good enough. If we can progress, bringing in a little bit each day, each week, each month, and have the confidence and the vision that our compassion will lead to our clarity, will lead to our conviction, will lead to grand optimism and belief in what could be. See, my friends, some of the pain, some of the suffering, some of the frustrations, angers, upsets that you have don't have to be that way. It doesn't have to continue. So be optimistic. Be a fisherman, be a fisherwoman, taking small, simple, tiny efforts of progress, moving forward, savoring those, practicing, being mindful in the moment of now, and noticing that it's not about you, and being compassionate to all those around you. So, I wish you well in this journey, on this path, which is not a path of perfection, but it's a path of progression. And continue taking your tiny efforts of progress steps, moving forward, and savor them, celebrate them. Have a great Action for Traction Day 2. Be coachable, be committed. Please do those 4 areas exactly as I have mentioned them. If you'd like to share your actions, your successes on Facebook, on my wall, feel free to do so in any small way. You could say I did it, or I'm doing it, or more detail if you like for others to learn from. So with that, I wish you well. Till the next YouTube video, to our next communique. Thank you so much for taking this journey into peace, creating this heaven on earth, which is not a place, but a process and a progress of moving forward with simple, tiny efforts of progress. Thank you. Sat Nam.